Earthworm. Probably everyone has heard about the unique abilities of earthworms, but many believe that this is just a fiction of internet experts. Scientists have conducted a number of experiments and proved that if you tear a worm in half, the probability of survival is 85%. But there are a couple of important factors that you should definitely consider. The fact is that the body of the rainworm divides into two parts: a small white thickening, which is called girdle. It is it that shows where the head end of the worm is located. If you divide the animal into two parts in such a way that the light-colored area remained on the section with the brain bundles, then this part can survive and grow a new tail. Such a trick is impossible with the formation of a new head, but the very fact of the possibility of existence after cutting off half of the body is simply amazing. Cockroach. We usually associate cockroaches with something dirty, horrible, and just plain disgusting. In 2020, scientists discovered special antibiotic molecules in their brains. There are only 9 of them, but their properties are simply amazing. They have an incredibly strong effect in the fight against various diseases. Thus, synthesized molecules from the cockroach brain defeated methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, a bacterial infection that is more deadly than AIDS and E. coli. This explains their complete omnivorousness. Also, cockroaches are able to survive in any environment. During the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, more than 80,000 people died, while losses in the cockroach ranks in the destroyed research center amounted to only 18 individuals. Locusts. It's hard to believe, but the real top in the insect world is the common locust. These winged creatures have become a real threat to farmers, but their flying abilities defy any logical explanation. Somehow they manage to cover huge distances, and they do it in any weather. They are able to reach speeds of up to 80 km per hour, which even by the standards of cars is a decent speed. Such abilities are given to them by their brain, which is able to control the number of wing beats, which allows them to maintain a constant rate of flight without much energy expenditure. Fleas. If fleas participated in the Olympics, they would win many gold medals. The fact that these insects are able to jump to a height exceeding their own height by 150 times. It would seem what's the big deal, but don't jump to conclusions. Let's take a man who's 175 centimeters tall. With the same abilities as a flea, he must fly into the air at 263 meters, actually overcoming gravity. Such a powerful push from the ground fleas can do their legs, which are one of the first places among insects in terms of muscle volume. It would be great to overcome the Earth's gravity with one jump, then buses would not be needed, and traffic jams would be many times less. Dung beetle. Dung beetles are what? Yes, and there is not only a logical but also a scientific explanation. These creatures have a disgusting way of life. They collect animal feces, roll it into a ball, and use it for various purposes. They can use it as their home, lay eggs in it, or if they are hungry, snack on it. However, the amazing thing is that dung beetles have the incredible ability to roll their dung balls in a clear line, even at night. Intrigued by this entertaining ability, Marie Dake, a biologist at Lund University in Sweden, conducted an experiment. She put dung beetles in a planetarium, and watched as the insects were able to successfully roll their balls with the help of a starry sky. Possessing some kind of flair and apparently incredible eyesight, the beetles navigate by the celestial luminaries. They roll their dung strictly according to the outlines of the constellations. This discovery caused an unprecedented stir in the scientific community, proving that dung beetles are excellent astronomers. Dragonfly. Since we've already made the Thor analogy, why not continue? Falconeye is not the most interesting character, but in the world of insect scientists have found his exact copy in terms of mental abilities. Meet the common dragonfly, whose ability to focus attention was of interest to scientists at Harvard University. It seemed that only humans and monkeys can concentrate their attention only on one specific object, cutting off all unnecessary information. It turned out that to their number can be attributed in dragonfly. A number of experiments have shown that when hunting for 100 insects of the same species, dragonfly is able to follow specifically for its victim, without switching to another food. In this case, the probability that the pursuit of prey will end in success is 97%, which is also a phenomenal result. Rider wasps. Horseshoe wasps are so named for their magical ability to turn their prey or enemies into zombies. This may sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, however, scientists have proven that these guys are indeed capable of inducing other insects into a zombie-like state. Even more creepy is the fact that once insects become zombies, rider wasps can control them. These insects lay their eggs inside the bodies of young caterpillars of pademelons. The larvae inside the caterpillars survive by feeding on the host's body fluids. After the larvae are fully developed, they escape from the caterpillar's body by eating its skin. They then create a cocoon and attach themselves to a leaf or branch. But here's where the slightly creepy but equally interesting part comes in. The egg-bearing caterpillar of the horseshoe wasp doesn't leave the cocoon. Instead of doing its own thing, the caterpillar acts as a bodyguard for the cocoon, protecting it from various predators. This theory has been scientifically proven, which makes it kind of uneasy. Bombardier beetle. When it comes to matters of self-defense, there is no one equal to the bombardier beetle. This creature has the incredible ability to shoot out a hot mixture of chemical solutions strong enough to injure its enemies. The toxic mixture sprayed by the bug can reach an impressive temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. Even more fascinating, however, is the complex body structure of the bombardier beetle. The fact is that the two chemicals, hydrogen peroxide and hydroquinone, that this insect uses to mutilate its enemies are both dangerous and lethal. If not stored and mixed properly, these chemicals will cause the bombardier beetle to explode. However, the insect's abdomen has a whole clever system of mini reservoirs, turning the seemingly ordinary beetle into a veritable chemical factory on 6 legs. Mantis. Cloaking is also a kind of superpower. The orchid mantis from Southeast Asia is a close relative of its green relative. This insect, like all of its relatives, has the amazing ability to camouflage itself. The orchid mantis, which prefers moist and warm habitats such as rainforests, is black and orange in its early life. However, as it matures, its coloration becomes less bright to match its environment. It often turns pale pink, like the flowers of the orchids on which it lives. Such a chip allows it to remain undetected until the final moment when it launches its deadly hooks. Aphids. And last but not least, the most common pea aphid, which decided to challenge plants. The fact is that a couple of years ago, experts found that this insect is able to use the carotenoids of fungi in order to obtain energy from sunlight. This substance is necessary for them to produce adenosine triphosphoric acid and is used to transfer energy between cells. Insects thus use sunlight to produce vital energy for themselves. In other words, aphids have learned to use photosynthesis, which allows them to store energy without eating the food that insects are accustomed to eating. So, did you like the episode? Write more often in the comments about what else you want to learn. I will definitely fulfill your wish. Bye for now.